Hi, so today's case study is all about where we're talking about when the CXOs or the top people in corporate world, when they start their own startup. The few of them have come to us for app development, business development, or a feasibility study. So I'm going to talk on this experience, which may help other startup CXOs to do a course correction. So what I realize is that when they come to us, most of the CXO CEOs have seen the business, or they have been part of revenue generation or growth or very broad at a top level. They have never worked in marketing. Or even if they have worked in marketing, they have people under them who were marketeers. So they have been only spending time on marketing in terms of approving certain concept, approving budget, or understanding and meeting with agencies, understanding which creative or which campaign or which videos or which whatever will take the brand forward, so on and so forth. But they have never been part of detailed marketing. So what happens is that when the CXOs from different organizations, when I come across who wants to start their own startup, they get into this trap of thinking that I know all. I have managed marketing, I have managed sales, I have managed productions, I have managed IT. They have never been in IT. So imagine a non-IT CXO or CEO who was in a large corporation, who has done maybe 100 meetings with IT people, but they are not IT enabled or IT background people who can take a app or a U. They may not have an understanding of UX rules and laws, right? So what happens? They come with that the glory. They come with that ego that I know all, and that sometimes we saw that many startups go down, right? So in role, or they have never in that role, or you have been all. It's like you are standing outside the kitchen and giving instruction to the chef, but you have never been inside the kitchen and managing the process of cooking, right? So what happens is that, and we see a lot of CXOs do this mistake, and there's a trust issue. They're basking in their past glory, and hence they make a lot of mistakes in their thing, because they have been so they forget one thing, is that they have been a part of a system, and the system is what have made them. The system is equipped with infrastructure, highly skilled people who come from very, very highly skilled niche knowledge. And when they have done it, and I'm sure they have been CXOs or CEO in their past role because they have been performing. But that performance has been also there are a lot of enablers around him who will help you to grow. This concept they miss out, which I largely see. So most CXOs or CEOs who try to build something their own, they don't trust to give experts to do their expertise or role. They try to get into it, and they try to. You can ask questions. That's also okay. But if you think that if you're asking an expert or a consultant or maybe a very domain expert people, you should rely on them. So these are the major issue I see. Most startups generally don't take off. They don't care much about customer research, because they think I've been in the CEO role or 20 years or 30 years. I've seen all over India. I've worked in international companies. I've seen different market. But India is a very difficult market to dive in, because as it says, India has many Bharat inside. So every 500 kilometer across your wherever you are, the color is changing, typography changing, content changing, food habits changing, the behavior changes also. So if you have never been so minutely deeper into this system. So I think that's the reason I think most startup CXOs who come from large corporate do this first mistake. They don't trust senior domain expert who can help them to grow. So if you are getting into everything, and if you are trying to take a call because you have been taking call in the past 15 years as a CEO, so you're not in a listening mode. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like you can always give advice. You are only in a instruction giving mode. So what happens, that kills the business faster than anything. And I see majority of these CXOs who has come during my last 9 years. This is based on my own experience, and nothing. You may differ. I mean, it may happen with you or not. But last 9 years, number of CXOs who have come in, I have seen this pattern. They have a trust issue, and many a time they have no knowledge of that domain which they are building the startup. So you need to trust people and expert when you bring in people to do their advice. So that's the reason I think if you are a startup, if you are a CX role, you get right people. You have questions. You filter the best guys. But once you filter them, you take their advices and see what it happens. Because if there's a trust is an issue, if you don't allow the person to do his role in the perfect manner, then what happens? He will have an aversion working with you or taking. It's not giving instructions. Sometimes you have to also understand whether whatever instructions you are giving, are they valid. Do you know that domain in a very deeper level? If you don't have that knowledge, you should not. You should let other experts do that, right? So I'm sure you must have seen a doctor will never do his own surgery, right? Same thing. So this is the pattern what I see here for the startup CXOs and CEO. Number of times, I think when we started a business in a incubation center, at least 50 CEOs I've seen. Majorly 90% same pattern. They are not in a listening mode. They are always in instruction mode, and that's the reason I think 80 to 90% of the startups I have seen, CXOs who come from a top level and try to build something, fails. So I think if you don't do that, if you get hired, so it says, I keep on saying that one proverb is that if you have dogs at home, you're not supposed to bark. So if you get an expert, let expert do the job, and you don't, you have questions, but you don't doubt in it, right? So this trust level will help you grow things much more faster. So I hope it helps. Thank you.